Okay, so the planting project was an initiative where 3 animators were commissioned to work with 3 organizations in Derby to create experimental animation films to kind of both promote the organization's work, but also just add an artistic flair. I'm working with Derby Wildlife Trust. So mostly I was working with Adam. He was kind of helping me just understand the project a bit more, and he showed me around Derby and like all of the little initiatives that they had going around. So I worked within my project was focused on the green corridor, which Adam showed me around how they started the project and how they developed it eventually, and I kind of used that idea within my film. I think straight away when I met with Adam, I think I got a sense that the community and the kids were very much involved in the project. So I knew that my film was going to have a very childlike, like fantasy feel. So I think I kind of ran with that straight away. So I wanted to kind of make a fictional story based on the green corridor. So how we started by going through all of the locations, but I wanted it just not to be documentary style. I wanted to actually add some type of narrative, and so that you can actually get kind of engrossed in the story of my film. So it's meant to be experimental animation, so it's kind of fantastical in its feeling, but I still wanted each area of the green corridor to be highlighted by itself with its own story, with its own narrative. So I think when I started, I kind of allowed myself freedom to experiment and take the imagery that I had gotten when I came to Derby and just play around with it to just kind of create specific artwork for each of the different areas. So I think when I finished with it, I saw that each location within my film was highlighted in the best way that I could possibly do it. It wasn't meant to be exactly documentary style. It was meant to be, okay, we have a starting point and now you create a film from that, but it can be as crazy or as interesting as you want it. So I think when I started out, I kind of liked the groundwork of like, okay, this is what Derby Wildlife Trust is doing for this project, and how can you make it more interesting or more artistic to kind of engage a community in that way. So I think, for me, it was kind of nice to have the foundation of the project in itself and knowing that it was for the community, and then adding my own artistic flair to make it more interesting in that way. I think especially for a project like this where it's within the community, that only the community can kind of decide what to do with it, I would say. So I think things like this, you have to get the actual people who are living there to be involved to actually know what they want their space to look like. Because it's difficult to say from an outside perspective what we think we should live in. I think the community has to decide for themselves.
We hope you enjoyed this video. To find out more about what we do, please visit our website and please don't forget to subscribe.